Hey, beautiful mamas. We're back with a special episode today. Grab your cozy mug of coffee or tea. Maybe it's that one that's still in the microwave. And I only say that because I've done it twice already today. And let's dive into another heart to heart. This time, just for my Canadian mamas. And that's no hate to my American mamas. It just happens that the topic of today's episode is it strictly pertains to Canadians because it involves a Canadian company. For those that are new here, I'm Amy, and I'm thrilled to walk along this money journey together with you. Last time, we explored emergency funds as a soft landing for life's surprises. And before that, we tackled budgeting to take charge of our finances. Today, we're diving into some brilliant tools from Wealthsimple that they just announced, a Canadian company that's making money management easier for busy moms like us. Full disclosure though, I'm not a paid sponsor for Wealthsimple. It's just one of my favorite financial apps, and I'm excited to share why it's a game changer for Canadian families. With costs like groceries going up, these tools feel like a warm hug for our wallets. So let's sip our drinks and get started. You're already incredible, and I'm here to cheer you on. Since this episode is special for us Canadian mamas, let's talk about why simpler financial tools are a big deal. Between juggling school pickups, meal prep, and maybe stealing a quiet moment, managing money can feel like one more weight on our shoulders. Wealthsimple, which happens to be born right here in Canada, gets that. They're using technology to make money less stressful and more empowering. In 2025, with high banking fees, Canadians shell out, did you know this? Canadians shell out $300 to $500 a year just for banking fees, just to access their own money. And in economic uncertainty, right, the threat of a recession, tools that save time and cash are a necessity, a lifeline. Wealthsimple's goal, so they say, is to help us build the lives we want for our kids, whether that's saving for a family skate at the rink or paying bills without worry. So let's dive in. Let's explore how their tools can lighten our load, mama. Building on that idea of simplicity, let's check out Wealthsimple's checking account. I think it was originally called the cash account, which I've had for quite a while, but now they're rebranding it as a checking account, and they got a few new features, which feels pretty well tailor-made for us Canadian moms, I gotta say. Regular bank accounts hit us with monthly fees, right? We all know that. You go with the big five, the TD, the RBC, Scotiabank, and all the others, right? They hit you with the monthly fees, ATM charges, and even foreign exchange fees when you're traveling. Which, it all adds up. So, one beautiful thing is that Wealthsimple says no to all of that. Their checking account has 0 monthly fees. And I'm speaking from experience. I've been using their cash account, which is now rebranded as their checking account. And there's 0 monthly fees. There's no minimum balance fees and no ATM charges. So you can go take cash out at the ATM and you're not going to get hit with charges. You can use almost any ATM in Canada and they're going to cover it. So it doesn't matter. So you know how when you go to, if you have an RBC card, I'm not hating on RBC, I'm just saying, if you have an RBC card and you go to a Scotia ATM, you're going to get dinged for that, right? You're going to get dinged by Scotia and you're going to get dinged by RBC. Now, Wealthsimple will not charge you. Doesn't matter what machine you use. The machine might charge you, but the bank account won't hit you for a second time. So that's awesome. Plus, okay, here's something that I've loved all along. This is why I originally got the account. It earns interest on a checking account. You earn interest on a checking account. Now, they advertise it as up to 2.75% for some clients. They have 3 tiers. So they have the core tier, which goes up to $100,000 worth of assets in their app, which you only get 1.75% And then if you get the premium tier, which is between 100,000 and 500,000, I think you get 2.25%, and then the generation tier is the 2.75%. But even the 1.75% is a heck of a lot better than the interest rate you get on a checking account on like at any of the other banks. So a checking account, right, where you're making your money, you're using it for your everyday balances, you're making money on it. It's like your money's quietly growing while you're packing lunches. How cool is that? And a mom-friendly bonus, your paycheck can arrive up to 4 days early. Now that depends on the paycheck and where it comes from and all that stuff, right? So they say 1 day early for sure, up to 4 days early. So you can grab those hockey skates and pay bills just a little bit sooner. This account is like a trusty friend, making life smoother. I am once again speaking from experience. Now that we've talked about everyday money, let's move to a tool we all use. Their latest announcement. Ugh, I should have another sip of coffee. Credit cards. Okay, I don't operate with credit cards. I do not believe in credit cards. I do not operate them. But many people do. And maybe many people need one. And I'm not judging your financial situation. Let's be real. Most credit cards out there are designed in a way to try and take money away from you. Wealthsimple's credit card is built to actually help you, not just the banks. Most cards have really confusing rewards, hidden fees. You get dinged with high foreign exchange charges when you're treating the kids to a U.S. theme park, right? This one's different though. They say it's going to, it's not available yet. You can hop on the wait list on the app, but the plan for it is it's going to give 2% cash back on everything, not just groceries, not just fuel, everything. No cap, no categories to track, just simple rewards that land in your Wealthsimple checking account. So you get the 2% cash back on your credit card and it goes directly into your checking account to earn even more interest or to be allocated to whatever you need it to. No foreign exchange fees. So now you can buy that coffee when you're down in Seattle with the kids, right, without extra costs. If you sign up in the app, which is the way you get the card, obviously, you'll get a card, like a virtual card, like instantly. And you can tap to pay without any limits, with security baked right in. It's like a card that whispers, "Mama, I've got you," letting you spend with ease. Now that's a credit card, and I do caution everybody when it comes to using anything that's debt related, obviously. But again, maybe your situation calls for that. Maybe you already have a credit card and it's not serving you. Maybe it's time to look into a different one. This is a fantastic one as far as credit cards go. They have another borrowing feature that they're going to be adding, which is, it's pretty cool how they've done it. Again, I'm not a fan of debt. That's my personal choice. You can do as you need to, right? I don't know your financial situation, but I do like how they've streamlined this and made this a heck of a lot easier for us. We just covered the credit card. Sometimes you need a little extra, like you're fixing the furnace, or you're going to make a special family memory on a very important trip. We have one coming up this summer where we'll be spreading the ashes of my mother, my now late mother. So sometimes, right, you never know. Maybe that's what you're going to use such thing for. Canadian banks make borrowing for anything kind of a pain in the butt, with endless forms and waits, even when they know you're reliable, right? Even when you have perfect credit and they know you're reliable, they still make you wait. Wealthsimple is making an instant line of credit to change that. If you have savings or investments with Wealthsimple, you can borrow against them instantly. No branch visits, no paperwork. The rates will start at 4.45%, they say, which is, far below the 20 to 24% of most credit cards. So say you need $5,000 for a new stroller or car repair. Open the app, tap a few times, and the money's yours. How cool is that? Again, I'm not a fan of debt, and I'm not telling you to go into debt. But if you're in a situation where you have absolutely no choice and you need it, how cool is it that it's not going to be a headache? It's like a kind neighbor lending you what you need. No fuss, keeping stress low and options open. I do love that, as much as I hate debt. Speaking of no branches, not having to go into a branch to get things done, let's dive into how Wealthsimple plans to bring banking to you. Perfect for us moms who can't spare time to wait in line. Or, who really wants to stand in line with grumpy little ones in tow and you've got one that needs a nap and come on. It's crazy that we're still expected to trek to a bank, to be honest, for things like bank drafts or cash. Wealthsimple plans on fixing that. You need a bank draft for a big purchase, like a new family SUV? Order it in the app and it's delivered next day. Because generally you don't pick a vehicle and go buy it the next hour. You can usually plan, you can plan to buy it in the next day or two. And yeah, you could just order the bank draft and it'll be delivered the next day. How cool is that? Paying daycare with a paper check. You can fill out all the details of the check on your phone and they'll print and send it to you. So you don't even have to have a checkbook anymore. And for fun, maybe you need cash for a school fundraiser or a trip. In places like Toronto this fall, right? They're rolling it out in Toronto first, and then they plan on expanding to other cities. Wealthsimple can deliver cash to your door in mere minutes. It's like having a bank show up at your kitchen table, freeing up time for your family. And let's be real, us mamas with the, trying to juggle all the things, we need time freed up for us. With these tools, you might be wondering, what about safety? Because mama, we guard our families fiercely. Wealthsimple's got your back though. Their checking account offers up to $1 million in CDIC insurance. 10 times more than that of most banks, keeping your money secure. They use tech for extra protection, like trusted places, where your phone knows your usual spots, the home, the rink, right? If you got a little one in hockey, Tim Hortons, and flags big transfers if you're elsewhere. And I think you can go in and set your favorite places, so it's not like it just knows. You can go and set your favorite places. You can set verified contacts as well, like your sister, to check out odd transactions. And they're 24/7 human support. Okay? This is key, I think. This is one of the things I loved hearing in the announcement, is human support 24/7. Because there's nothing more frustrating than getting a bot on the other end of the line. Drives me insane. So all that is like a safety net, as dependable as your mom instincts. Before we wrap up, let's celebrate you, Canadian Mama. Try new financial tools, no matter how amazing they are, can feel big, but you don't need to do it all at once. You can start small. Sorry, I'm all stuffed up. I think it's from the fires, the wildfire smoke that's been constant. Anyways, you can start small. Maybe open a Wealthsimple checking account for one bill payment. To be honest, that's how I started. Or use the credit card if it suits your financial situation. I'm not telling you to get one, but if it suits your financial situation, use it for whatever it may be. Maybe it's your groceries, and watch you get that 2% cash back and let it grow. Every step is a win, like surviving a snowy morning drop-off. Because that is a big win. Mark those wins with something small. A Tim Hortons run or a cozy family movie night. Maybe that's what that 2% cashback goes towards. Maybe that's what the 1.75% cashback, or interest rate, not cashback, interest rate on the checking account gets you. These tools empower you to build a life full of love and not stress. You're creating space for joy and security, and that's everything. As we finish our coffee or tea, let me remind you, you don't need to master these tools today. You're already carrying so much, and every small step, opening an account, saving a bit of cash, is enough. For us Canadian mamas, Wealthsimple makes money simpler, giving you more time for your kids, your dreams, and yourself. And I'm speaking from experience. I've been using the app for years, and they're only making it better and better as we go. Start with one small move. Maybe downloading the app and let it grow gently. You've got this, mama, and I'm cheering you on with all my heart. Thanks for joining me for this special episode. If you tried Wealthsimple or have tips for Canadian mamas, let's chat over a virtual coffee. See you next time, and let's keep lifting each other up.